Cool. December 10th. So we're already second week of December, getting close to the end of 2024 and 25. Right. So stuff that's going to be happening in the next year. Let's kick this off so that we can get into the rest of the meeting. Who's got something good to tell us? And again, it could be real estate or not real estate related. Anything was amazing that happened to you that you're grateful for? Tree. Woohoo! So buyer or seller? Okay, and how did you find the buyer? At her open house. So you were holding the house open for, it was your open house. You were holding the house open for Dee Dee though, right? Okay, awesome. So, and how long did you work with her? Yeah. But how long have you been working with her though? Since November. So you met somebody last month, right? At an open house, got a contract accepted yesterday. So about less than 30 days, right? And then what was the price point on this one? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And commission 2.5%? 4%. 4% on the buy side. All right. So how do we get 4%? Awesome. So how much is how much? Mm-hmm. Okay, so basically, you got 2.5% on the listing side, and then the buyer is going to be covering another 1.5% for it. Good job, right? So 4% on a little $800,000. That's a pretty good commission for you, right? Point of, I think the moral of the story is that we got to get out there and we got to be active and we got to be meeting people. That's something great. That's not good. So good job. Who else has something really good to tell us? Woo-hoo!
Yeah, we also went into escrow on something, so that's great.
Getting into escrow and getting a new listing. Love that. Good job, Maureen. Right? We go to the next slide. Lots of good stuff this morning. All right. Another good thing to share as well too is Dree, if you don't know, has been really active with the South Bay Board of Realtors, and she went through their leadership academy, and she's graduating tomorrow. So let's give a big round of applause to Dree for that as well too. Okay, good job. All right, next slide, Daniel. This is the time where if you got a listing that hasn't hit the market yet, or if you've got some buyer needs that you want to share, please do so. Right? Yeah.
Well, it's in DocuSign right now, so I can't say the address. But it's in Manhattan Beach near Pollywog Park. It's kitchen, 3,800 square feet, has an elevator, and it also has, it's been totally redone. It has a 4-car garage, a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, unpermitted for guest house. And we don't, the price is in the 4 million range, so.
Roughly, that'll be a nice one. Good job, Maureen.
Did you find that first?
Yes.
Yeah. So buyer from an open house, listing from an open house as well too. Now, is that person going to sell and buy something too?
Yeah, they're gonna buy something, and they also have another house that I haven't put in DocuSign yet in Redondo Beach. So they're gonna sell that that has, I think, 4,800 square feet, and that'll be 2.4.
So so 2 listings and a buyer from doing the open house. Right. That's the story. If you want to learn how to really get some good transactions going, shadow Maureen at an open house, because Maureen's got knows what's going on, right?
We need to role play Maureen. An open house when the person walks in the door, how she do.
Maureen says work with me or die, right?
But we, weekend, and it was the first time that I asked someone, we talked for a while, and then I asked her to sign, and she started saying, no, and ran out. And it was like, I've never seen such a thing.
This is the $4 million one?
No, this is another one, but it was so funny. It just,
Well, she probably went to like open houses and had 5 real estate agents ask her to sign a form, right? Maureen chasing her with the paper running down the streets. Right? All right. Great job. Anybody else have any wants for a buyer or a listing that you want to pitch that's not on the market yet? Yeah.
In townhomes, but basically if you're like a thing, in torrent. Get through the holidays, maybe 979 or 985.
Cool. Love that.
great.
Yeah, I think one of the things, since we're starting to get some more, it seems like listing activity is starting to pick up. I know one of the things I was looking at, we had our last ALC meeting, was not last month, but the month prior to that, because we don't have last month's reports out yet. But the prior month, we had taken 18 listings in that month. So I think October we had taken 18 listings, which was more than we had taken as an office in like 2 years or so. And that's things I know from listening to some of the economic reports is listings are starting to come back up a little bit more. So one of the things I want to do at the next team meeting, and maybe at the end, is I'll show you guys or demo for you guys how to actually enter a listing into Command that's not yet. That you can really start having a good inventory of properties that you guys could look at prior to getting on the MLS. That way we can get some people internally that can see all your listings before they hit the market. Cool. All right. Anybody else before? Anybody in Zoom land that has needs or wants they need to share? Also, I don't know if we asked the question. Can you guys hear us okay at home?
Yeah, I can hear you, John.
Nobody has said that I can't hear you yet, so I think we're probably
Yes, we can hear you.
okay. Cool. All right, Daniel. Let's hit the next slide. The holiday gala is tomorrow, so if you did purchase tickets to the holiday event, I just want to remind you that is tomorrow night. So looking forward to a really great evening with you all. I even brought my tux from home, so I'm going to be wearing a tux tomorrow because we got the formal thing going. I didn't know if I was going to be able to ever use it again. My wife bought it for my daughter's wedding, but I was like, hey, this is a formal. Let's go all out on this one, right? Okay, Daniel. Last team meeting of 2024 is next week, because then we get into Christmas and all that other kind of stuff and New Year's. So we are going to have a ugly sweater and cookie exchange for the team meeting next week. So wear your ugliest sweaters, and then in addition to that, bring some cookies in so we can do a cookie exchange, and we'll have a team meeting, and it'll be kind of a little bit of a meeting, and we'll have some fun and some hot chocolate and cookies and all that other good stuff as well too, right? And then, like I said, we'll do a really short meeting, and then we'll do the cookie exchange as well. So bring your ugliest sweater, and then Daniel's going to have his Christmas shoes on, and so he might dance for us, right? All right, Holiday Daniel there's nothing better than Holiday Daniel. If there is no struggle, there is no progress. What does that mean to you guys? Daniel, did you pick this one out this week? This is awesome. All right.
I feel like it resonates with me and my morning experience with my workout. I do have a goal in mind, and it's just every time I sweat, I feel like I'm
right. Every time you feel like you're progressing, every time the pain kind of comes out, you feel like, and that kind of leads to the whole thing about working out anyway. No pain, no gain, right? What is it? How do you think that applies to real estate?
Get out of your comfort zone. Achieve more in your.
Yeah, because if we stay where we're at, we don't grow. And so getting out of our comfort zone is where the growth really happens for us that we just don't want to do. But like the example is even working out. I don't do much anymore as I used to, but I used to work out all the time. And there were a lot of days where it was just kind of like, I don't want to go, I don't want to go, I don't want to go, I don't want to go. And then I go, and then at the end of the workout, I was, hey, I'm glad that I went, right? There's lots of things sometimes where it's like, hey, I don't want to do this. But then after I do it, I'm glad that I did. And I feel better about myself. I feel like I've progressed and I've gotten better. And so I think that's too, is it's just the discomfort of, hey, maybe I'm not good at this. It's just maybe the discomfort of, man, it's really warm and fuzzy in my sheets right now, and I don't want to get out of bed, right? But I'm going to get up and I'm going to actually go out and run, or I'm going to go out and work out, or I'm going to go out and lead generate, or I'm going to go out and do this thing that maybe I would rather not do. But I know growth can happen if I stay where I'm at, right? Cool. Good one and good tip to start the morning for us, Daniel. Okay, you have the reports in front of you. This is what's on Brokers Tour today. So some highlights. Definitely, we have Ocean Air. So if you haven't seen Stevens, go and check out 26 Ocean Air. And then we have Brown Deer with Erica and Maureen. So please make sure you go out and support Erica and Maureen. And then there's lots of other great properties to go and take a look at as well too. Just want to remind you guys that when we have Brokers Tour, it's good to go see as many houses as you can, because that makes you really knowledgeable about the market, about the homes, and you're going to get really good at valuations and pricing and being able to talk intelligently about the area that you sell. So super important to do those things. In addition to that, especially when we have our office has homes on Brokers Tour, make sure you go support our agents, because one of the things that is really, really tough is if I have a Brokers Tour and I have the house listed with Keller Williams, and I see a bunch of cards from other companies when I get back as a seller, when I get back to the house and I see a bunch of cards from other companies and hardly any from Keller Williams, then that doesn't really send a good message to our sellers. So we want to make sure that we support each other. And at the same time, it's not just support. You get something out of it too. You get to know your inventory. You get to know your market as well. And you get to network with others. So please make sure that you go our agents and all the agents on the Hill as well too. Okay. All right, we have Nick Myers here from Morrison Property Inspections. Nick's been a great supporter throughout the years for us and brought breakfast today. So Nick, I'm going to give you the mic.
Okay, wow.
And tell us a little bit about what's going on in your world and how you can best support.
Yeah, definitely. Sure. I don't know if I need this, but yeah. Okay, definitely. So for all those Zoom people, my name is Nick Myers. For those who don't know me, I am the owner operator of the Morrison Plus Property Inspections, a South Bay location. I did just want to speak on that. If you don't struggle, then you're not growing point. Me personally, I have a lot of anxiety talking in front of large groups like people like this. I love inspections. I love being out in the field and going to condos, single families, and multi-unit, and doing getting through the weeds, crawling under houses, going into attics, going on top of roofs, HVAC, plumbing. Love all the systems and components. I get a little nervous talking in front of people like you. So I really appreciate everyone, being here and listening to me today. And, I just did want to say that you can't grow if I don't go out here and meet, other people like you, then I can't, get more inspections. So struggling is hard, but here, we're all doing it together. So yeah, appreciate it. Thank you. I just want to say you folks are one of my favorite offices, and thank you so much for all your love and support. So yeah, for those who don't know, I'm the owner operator of the South Bay location, Morrison Property Plus Inspections. I've been doing home inspections for 5 years, coming up on 6 years now, and I've been running the South Bay location for 2 years, coming up on 3 years. We're your one-stop shop for anything home inspection needs. We do pool and spa equipment testing, sewer scope testing, level 2 chimney, drone, mold testing, anything inspection related you can think of, we cover it. I did just want to highlight one of our additional services, the sewer scope today. So for those who don't know, a sewer scope, a general inspection is a visual inspection. So if you're looking at all the water supply lines and the drain lines, it's going to be a visual inspection. If they have a crawl space, you'll be able to get under the house and take a look at all those pipes. However, it is just a visual inspection. A sewer scope, they grab a camera and run it all the way through your main cleanout, and they check the condition of the inside of the pipe, and they run it all the way down to the main city sewer. So everything that your client would be responsible for. It's a great idea to have on those properties that are really old. Also, for properties that are on slabs, they may have a lot of trees around them. Trees can lead to root intrusion, and then that can lead to leaks and a lot of costly repairs on the line. So sewer scopes are really good for old houses and then houses on slab that you might not have, or if you want to know what kind of material is made out of those drain lines, it's a good idea to add that service on. Did anyone have any questions about general home inspections or sewer scopes? Yes, Miss. Yeah, so we start at $350 for condos and $400 for single families. And then depending on the size and if they have an attached garage, detached garage, how old the house is, if there's a crawl space or attic space. But those are the starting prices. Generally, like a 2,000 square foot house, 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, and PV with a crawl space will run for about $500. Yes. Last time I was here, I talked a little bit about electrical panels. Still seeing a lot of problems with those. So those would be your Sylvanias, Zinsco, Federal Pacific, and Bulldog. Federal Pacific, they estimate that they cause about 2,500 house fires a year, and Zinsco and Sylvania is a little bit less than that. I see them if your house is built in the 80s or earlier. I say I see them at about 1 in every 3 properties. Yeah, they're actually my apartment building just had to switch them out. So, and also plumbing is a big one too. I think that people around here generally have an idea of how long cast iron drain lines last? No, 50 years generally for cast iron drain lines. So, that would be 1974 houses and earlier. If they do have that original plumbing, there's a good chance that those drain lines are at the end of their estimated service life. And if you have an inspector down there, they might tell you that there's some active leaks or that some of that pipe may need to get replaced. I'd say that, yeah, those are the 2 biggest things. And then, also to just old air conditioning or heaters that aren't working. I've been running into a lot of original heaters, and if you want a completely new split system unit that includes the air conditioning and furnace, they generally run anywhere from like 20 to 35,000. So that could be pretty costly. Yeah, not cheap. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Awesome. Anyone have any other questions about sewer scopes or general inspections? Oh, wait, one more. Yes, miss. Yes. So we always guarantee same day reporting. Yeah, no, by itself, if it's $350 by itself. If you're getting it with a general inspection, it's $275. Yes, additional. Definitely, yeah. Thank you very much, folks.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir. Always great for home inspections. If you have something new, I learned that in a house that we bought. It was brand new construction. You think that, why do I need to worry about any of this other kind of stuff? We bought our house. I think we closed in July. In August, we had some friends over one evening. This is when my oldest was really little. And it was a weekend night. Friends came over, and my daughter comes down from bed, and we're like, "What are you doing up? You were supposed to be in bed a long time ago." And she's like, "Daddy, it's raining in my room." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And so I go upstairs, and her ceiling's got this big wet spot and drips are dropping from the top of the ceiling. This is a brand new house. Like literally, we moved in brand new in July. This is happening in August. So in her bedroom that attached to get in, to get in the attic space. So I get my ladder, I go up there, pop the thing up, and whoever installed the condenser part for the AC unit, the drip pan, basically one side of it, they didn't click it to the latch, so it was tilting, so all the water from the AC unit was coming down onto the ceiling. And I start to come down, I turn around, back down the latch, beer cans there, right? So I called the builder right away, and I said, hey, listen, your guys are drinking on the job, do this stuff right, come out and fix it now. And it was funny because all the people in that neighborhood said, man, it takes forever for these guys to fix stuff. I took shots of the beer can, sent it to the person. Now I have to be out there the next day. So point of the moral of the story is even on new construction stuff, sometimes it's really good to have that you eliminate some problems that could happen. Okay. All right. Thanks, Nick. A couple closings to celebrate. Janet with a good one on White Cliff. Rubina, great job in Hermosa. That's amazing. So Daniel, next slide. Young had a great one on Yarmouth, and then Alicia on Verde Ridge, and David Schwartz on Broken Bow. So congrats to all of you guys for your closings. A couple of new listings. Stephen has 26 Ocean Air. I think stepped out already. So one is on tour today. So you get a chance to go and take a look at the property. And Erica and Maureen have Brown Deer. About Brown Deer at all?
4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 2148 square feet, and has about 18,400 square foot lot. And it has a really nice city view, lots of decks. And a couple of things, it's central air conditioning. It has a free and clear solar. So he said his bill is like $10 a month. He has a Tesla charger, Halo water softener, and you know, hardwood floors throughout. So it's actually a 4-bedroom plus a bonus room that could be, yeah.
Yeah.
Price itself. So it is really a 4-bedroom and a bonus room, and it has a full bath in the bonus room. And you could make it into a fifth. So it's a great property. So come by today.
Cool. All right. Make sure that you go check out that property. Looks like it's really great, and it's super close to PV High School. Young has a listing in Beverly Hills. I didn't see Young pop in. So this one's 2,743 square feet for under $2 million in Beverly. Sounds like a great property. Reach out to somebody over on the west side. Young has another one. Young's on fire. So South Vermont and Torrance, 1,228 square feet, and it has 2-car garage. $3,100 a month for a lease, right? And then Agnes has a new list on Abbotswood. And Agnes, are you on the Zoom?
Yes, I am, John. Yes.
Oh, turn the volume up. Agnes, you want to tell us a little bit about the property?
It's a beautiful one-of-a-kind property because it's on Abbotswood. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Abbotswood. As you go down the actual street, at some point you will see the panoramic view of the ocean from the street all the way out to Catalina. Well, this particular house is very unique in that sense because it has an open floor concept in the interior. So from the kitchen window all the way out to the living room, you will see that full view of the ocean all the way to Catalina on a clear day, obviously. And because you have the huge bay windows all the way around. It's updated. It has a huge Olympic swimming pool that is enclosed, so it's very private. And then it has built-in barbecue grill. So it's excellent for entertaining. And the most unique part is actually a picnic table, a kind of an excluded area that overlooks the canyon and the ocean from the back end of the swimming pool. So it's very unique. So entertaining is definitely, the key thing to this house. It's beautiful, updated, 4 bedrooms, 2 bath, 2 full bath, and all hardwood flooring all throughout. And so we're looking to basically find that right tenant who would enjoy all of these amenities of the house. And we just lowered the price to $7,200 per month, which is definitely one of a kind because of the views and the amenities of the house. So if you have someone who's interested in something like this, let me know. And we're looking for a long-term tenant for at least 2 years.
All right, thank you, Agnes. For those of you in the back that couldn't hear, we're having some sound, issues with the TV. What Agnes had basically said about the property, has bay windows throughout, has really, really great views of the ocean as well. Park, they have park bench up there that has views of the canyon, and really, really great property. And they have an Olympic-sized swimming pool as well too. So if you have somebody that's looking for a really updated property with great views, really great for entertaining, make sure you reach out to Agnes on this great property for lease. Okay.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, Agnes. A couple upcoming classes and events and things like. So Daniel, let's get into the first thing. We're having a KW's commercial SoCal meeting, which is actually rock. Minnie is going to be leading it with David Yeshar and Jason Default. So if you want to learn a little bit more about what's going on in the commercial spectrum, or you're thinking, hey, maybe I want to start doing a little bit more commercial business, they're going to be talking about cost segregation and the tax strategies that you know to be able to do that. So that will be on Zoom. The QR code is there. Like you are thinking about or you want to learn a little bit more about commercial, they're having some really great sessions every single month. Okay. All right. So we do our ed days on Wednesdays. Last week was really our kickoff session. I thought it was a really great session. We had quite a few people, and we're going to continue that way. Again, what I want to do is get in the habit of having all the education and the trainings on the same day. That way it's easier for you guys. Because rather than trying to sit there and say, oh, wait, is that training on Monday? Is it at Tuesday? What time is that again? We're going to be consistent with it so that you guys don't have to read, hey, when's the next training? Well, hey, I know it's every Wednesday, and I know they have a morning session at 10:30, and I know there's an afternoon session at 12:30. Cool. That said, I'm changing it for just tomorrow, and it's all, if you're mad about that, blame Dree, right? So the reason I'm changing it to Thursday is actually 2 reasons. One, since we have the Christmas gala tomorrow, everybody's a little bit different. And the second thing is just this week, we're moving the ed day from Wednesday to Thursday. That way, I could go support Dree and get ready for the Christmas holiday party tomorrow too. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, very good. All right. So ed day Wednesday, it will be Thursday. And what we're going to talk about on Thursday is you didn't change the slide, right? So, Daniel didn't get the flyer changed on the slide deck, but the flyer is in front of you. So we're going to be talking, doing 2 sessions. 10:30 is going to be mastering the luxury. Start breaking into luxury. 10. the type. For luxury branding, 12:30, and do not want to as far. Okay, so normally always going to be on Wednesday. 30 to 2 o'clock. Sessions down there as well too. We'll be on Zoom in addition to being in person. So Zoom link is the QR code. So if you're at home, that QR code works for this week's session as well too. So again, just a reminder, normal Ed Day Wednesday will be Thursday this week, just because the two things that we talked about. Any questions on any of that stuff? Okay, cool. Daniel, next slide. We got family reunion coming up, right? So who's coming to family? You're going to Mega Camp, okay? Mega Camp, okay. Well, great opportunity. Like I said, with family reunion, you have the ability to go out there, meet agents from all over the world, and so you could, build a really good network of agents in other areas, which I think is super important, because a lot of times we talk about lead generation. You want to have one really good lead generation strategy. Think about it like this. They say the average consumer knows at least two people that are going to buy or sell real estate in the next 12 months, right? That's the average person. What do you think the average real estate, how many people do you think they know that are going to buy or sell in the next 12 months? A lot more than 2. Right. And so if you're just a little proactive on connecting and networking with other agents in other areas, because you might sit there and have a limiting belief saying, hey, well, why would I do that? Because we're going to just service those clients. Well, if somebody lives in San Francisco, they're probably not going to drive down to Palos Verdes to show properties to a buyer. They're going to seek a referral agent. So going to events like this give you an opportunity to get in front of a lot of agents from a lot of places, and a lot of people who are really, really focused on making those relationships at these events. A lot of them I know the event will pay for itself, because if I go to an event and it costs me a couple $1,000s between flights, hotels, and the event fee, let's say I spend $3,000. Cool. If I get one referral, as a result of that, now it's more than paid for itself. So it's a good return on investment, right? And then in addition to that, you get to hear from top agents throughout the country, and actually overseas even as well too, on some things, strategies and ideas and practices that they're doing that's helping them be successful right now as well too. Can't encourage you enough to make sure that you're attending things that are going to help you get better.
Just uses energy.
Yeah. Maureen.
I know, it's really great. Is it gonna be national event?
Yeah. Well, KW has group rates as far as that goes to for the hotels. And then in terms of tickets, if you guys, the thing is that if we can get enough people together that want to go, I know that right now they're offering a discounted price, but then in addition to that, if you buy like 10, you get one free. So if like 10 people wanted to go, and then that free ticket, everybody can kind of like even out the costs to make it a little bit cheaper. If that's something that is on your radar, and I think should be on your radar, because again, I really agree with Alicia, is even if you got nothing out of it other than going, the momentum and the energy that you'll come back with is going to be enough to help you get some good things going for you as well too. Okay. Awesome. All right, Daniel, let's go to the next slide. Jeff Glover, I just want to bring up this event because it is on Thursday. This is a really great opportunity. Jeff is one of the top agents in the country. He's based out of Michigan. and he's an exceptional trainer. I know several agents that have been to his events multiple times. Like top producers will continually go to his events 2, 3, 4 times a year because it's that good. And so Jeff is going to be in West LA on Thursday. Time is 9 o'clock to 12:30, so it's not even an all-day thing, just a couple hours. And they're going to talk about strategies on how to really thrive in the next year. So highly encourage you guys to maybe get a group together and head over there, because the price is like super cheap too. It's like under $60 to be able to learn from some of the top agents in the country. Okay. So that is the W Hotel Westwood this Thursday from 9 to 12:30. So, and the holiday party doesn't, it ends by what, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock? 10 o'clock. So you guys should be in pretty good shape on Thursday morning.
Probably.
Yeah, no, the price on this is super, super cheap, and Jeff's one of the best. So I highly encourage you guys to sign up. Right? Yeah.
Oh, okay, maybe I paid for it.
Yeah, this is one of the, this is really good stuff. Buying class, he doesn't even remember, right? All right, Daniel, next. Again, whether anybody here or not, I'm here at 8:30 in the morning, and we go over conversion tactics. So if you guys want to get up a little bit early on Tuesdays and help get that conversion rate up, that's what we're focused in on Tuesday mornings as well too. Okay? Football, get the drum roll for weekly winner.
Because
We should.
Okay, I'm really serious about this football thing now.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Michelle's going for the Super Bowl win, right? Good job. All right. And we'll have a gift card for you as well too, so that you don't have to pay to play, but you can win. That's the best gambling you can do, right? Yeah, the football pool. All right, Daniel, let's go to the next one. We have the next hour, so you guys will be getting contacted by the leadership team to remind you of Brooke's session that she's going to be having next. Is that next? Yeah. So again, Brooke is super smart. She knows this market really well. And this isn't necessarily just for people that are in the PC program. This is for anybody that are being really useful right now. The top agents are doing in the space to really succeed. She will be hosting the next one next Thursday. I'm going to talk to her today so that we can send everything to you on kind of exactly what she's going to be going over and talking about next Thursday. But that out for and the second is after that's done. And next slide. Happy hour next Thursday too. Don't just randomly show up to the Red Onion. We're switching it up this month, because we're going to go support Robert's, our agent Robert Winning, and we're going to go support him because he owns the tap house down in the Golden Cove Shopping Center. So that'll be next Thursday. Okay. All right. Next career night. So if you know anybody that's looking at getting into real estate or wanting to get their license, we're going to host our next career night next Wednesday. So that's not this Wednesday, that's next Wednesday from 6 to 8. All we do in these sessions is talk a little bit about the industry. We talk a little bit about our local market. We talk a little bit about what it takes to get licensed. That way people are equipped with that they need in order to pursue. Also talk a little bit about our program. So for those people who don't know, the K-Score program, Keller Williams offers scholarships to get your real estate and licensing courses taken care of at no cost. So if you have a friend or a family member or a past client or an associate that wants to get into the real estate business, they can come to this informational session. And if they want to pursue getting a license, we can get them signed up to a real estate school at no cost to them, right? So good opportunity as well. Yeah,
Do new people have to pay?
they do not.
It's free.
It's free. So basically, and the cool thing about what Keller Williams does is it's two parts. We partner with Kaplan Real Estate School for the California licensing required courses. So they get the 3 courses they need to take in order to sit for the exam, and it's no cost for those courses. And then Keller Williams MAPS Coach created a program called KW Prep. So while they're taking those courses, they can take the KW Prep courses too, because we all know, right? You guys have all heard the joke. I got my real estate license, but I don't know anything about selling real estate, right? Because the courses teach you about laws and ethics, but not about business building and business planning and goal setting, lead generation, and all of those things. And so the Kaplan part of the scholarship covers the licensing courses, but the KW Prep portion of it is that teaches people how to actually work in real estate. So that way, when they get their license, they can hit the ground running rather than saying, "Oh, cool, I got my license." Good opportunity. Yeah.
So is it a remote class or is it live?
It's all remote.
It's all remote.
Yeah.
And how many weeks is that? I want to explain it to someone.
Well, they're really, it's up to the person because it's more self-paced. So Kaplan basically, if you go into the program, it's going to take you at least 2 months to finish the classes because there's 3 courses that you have to take to sit for the California exam. Kaplan will only let you start 1 course every 18 days. So it's going to take 54 days. If you finished as fast as you possibly could, it's going to take you at least 54 days. But then Kaplan gives you 6 months to complete the courses. So if you want to take longer, you can take, to answer the question, it's basically going to be, it's dependent on the person and how motivated they are to finish. If I want to fast track it, 2 months. If I want to take my time, it's going to, I have to finish within 6.
Soundbite that you give to the people who may want to get into real estate, but will then become part of profit share, which we'll talk about.
Yeah.
Again, something here called, besides commission, you can make money for the rest of your life through profit. It behooves you to maybe tell people about the class, because should they get their license, they name you as their sponsor, you then get money, you get a pension plan. So you get money for the rest of your life when you're not selling real estate. So,
And it's willable.
I'm sorry?
And it's willable. So your heirs can continue to get money.
Profit share class, and we'll coach you through that, but it's very valuable for you to think about that, especially when you find someone who's very outgoing, not afraid to talk to people, so you should get your real estate.
Yeah.
Kids' school teacher, that's it.
Well, and I can't tell you how, yeah. Oh, I can't tell you, yeah. Yeah.
I'll tell her about this, that's why I took a picture, because
Yeah.
she sold me out of like 10 different dealer people and stuff, and I'm like, you did a great job.
I think I've signed up like 4 or 5 Uber drivers to real estate school, just because you have conversations with people. And a lot of people, especially in California, a lot of people have thought about getting into real estate. And so if you know a little bit of details about the program, you can say, hey, well, there's an opportunity to where you don't have to pay for courses to get your license. Cool. Right?
It's not script that you use.
Pending career line of prerequisites for.
No, this is just an information thing, right? Okay. Next, Daniel. So speaking of profit share, if you scan that QR code, basically what that'll do is you can share that QR code with people that you know, in addition to that, if you want to just take the link or whatever, basically that takes you to the website, the Keller Williams International website, to where if people are interested about learning more, they can fill out a quick form, hit submit, then that take a picture, put it on. I'm interested, give them the QR, and then I'll get. Was that? Okay, cool. Next one. All right, so permanent escrow. Yeah, well,
Right.
better mind.
All right, so how's everyone doing? Everyone excited for the holidays? All right, well, Emilia and I, we really just want to thank you guys all for such a wonderful year and your support. We wanted to take a little extra special moment to thank everybody who closed with us this year. Next slide, Daniel. So basically anyone who closed with Promenade on the contract in 2024, we've got a very special fresh wreath for you to take home with you today. If you're here, if you're not here and you're on Zoom, you can swing by the office and pick it up. But we really just want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And here's everyone who had closed. Okay, you guys enjoyed them. You can just clap along. Anna Orga, Andrew Flores, Lopez, Brianna Davis, Cindy Carter, David Rodwell, Ella Zing, I'm probably saying it wrong, Emmanuel Solomon, Janet Chen, Joelle Taylor, John D'Amico, Joseph Solid, Williams, Lori Rudenheisen, Mark Jinkinelli, and Natsuko Fuji, Naz Antar, Rocio Ortegon, Sandra Guevara, Siong Okeo, Stephen Ha, Tim Lesser, Tom Pack, and Tuba. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. And if you're in the room, and come on up and grab a wreath. That's you. Come on. Thank you guys for your support. We look forward to closing with even more of you in the room in the coming year. So thank you guys so much. And for everybody that's on Zoom, like I said, stop by. We'll work out something to get them delivered to you so you guys can enjoy it.
Or we'll just give you a virtual wreath.
Take it over the camera.
All right. Couple more things.
Active follow on every. Hopefully. Oh, thank you, Don. Should I just hold it? Yeah. All righty. So I wasn't here last week, so I think you checked the enable sharing for me to be able to share. So I got some resources hopefully to give you that you can, distribute to your clients, your sphere of influence, everything like that. So let me just share my screen. And I'm sorry, I got a little nasally. I got the sinuses going hard, so hopefully I don't sound too odd. But all right, you should see the screen. All right, so a couple of things I got for you. So I meant to talk about this last week, but then couldn't make it to the meeting. But every month we get nice market update flyers for you for the areas that I think most of us are reaching out to in the South Bay. So if anyone wants these just like as a monthly piece that you can, email to your clients, your sphere of influence, here's an example of Torrance. So you're going to get a bunch of sales stats broken down for that general month. It's always for the previous month. But where this could be helpful too, especially for people maybe like door knocking or reaching out to specific MLS areas in each city, we have them all broken down by MLS areas too. So it's not just like the broad Torrance market, because obviously we know each city has a ton of variance, even just within the MLS areas in those pockets. So that's kind of nice. It breaks it down for you. Also breaks it down by property type. But then we also make sure to include rental stats in there. I know a lot of people are diversifying who they're talking to. Some people are starting to talk to investors as well. So we have these for most of the South Bay. Obviously, it has our faces on it. So if you're trying to make it part of your own business, contact us. We have ways we can try to personalize these for you. And just like once a month, every month, you can reach out and say, hey, Grant, do you have the new market update flyer for, Rancho Palos Verdes, and we'll email that to you and you can send it out to your people. So I'll share that link with Daniel so everyone can see those and see which ones they wanted. On your desks, we have some flyers too. We have this new flyer that I think makes a really great, like, first of the year piece, moving forward next year to email to your database, sphere of influence clients, some new nice 2025 real estate legislative update. We know real estate changes a lot. It's quick. There's always some new laws. One of the ones that I really wanted to specify today, besides obviously some laws regarding ADUs and landlords and tenants, is the second one right here, the balcony inspections. I've talked about that one quite a bit. That's either Senate Bill 326 or Senate Bill 721. The real estate law that has changed is the actual deadline for Senate Bill 721 has extended an entire year, which is nice. So it gives some wiggle room. For those that aren't familiar with these bills, basically they impact condos of 3+ units or apartment buildings of 3+ units, and it mandates inspections of exterior elevated elements, so wood supported structures that people are standing on, walking on, and in some cases mandatory emergency repairs too. So for a lot of people, it could be a pretty major expense. I just had to redo a balcony and it was really expensive. And I think, it might not be something that most people are aware of or planning on. So you could be a really nice resource and reach out to these people and let them know about some of these changes. So this is a nice flyer, obviously, to help you. So if you're just trying to get the differences between the two, they're fairly similar. SB 326 is for condos, SB 721 is for apartment buildings, and SB 721 is the one that just had that deadline extended. So you have a lot of time to reach out to apartment owners in an area, and I think that's a great pool to work from. And I just wanted to show some samples just of the sample size you're working with, because maybe some people, you don't have the biggest sphere of influence for people that own these properties and you're trying to find new people. That's where working with Fidelity National Title reps that you have my mom over there in the corner too. One of the benefits one of the benefits of working with Fidelity National Title is our access to data that's free to all of you. So this is a sample of Torrance, California, of 3, 4, and 5+ apartment buildings. That would be Senate Bill 721 buildings that need to take advantage of those. You're looking at 1,700 properties there and owners. So same thing, if you're trying to maybe call these people, email these people, contact us. We have programs that can help you get that information. Just easily send them an email, a call, a ringless voicemail using some of our systems too, which is really helpful. And also too, just a sample of Rancho Palos Verdes, so condos. So obviously the 3+ units, that's going to be Senate Bill 326. You're looking at 1,500 condos. That's just one city. So any city, doesn't have to be South Bay, it could be anywhere, Long Beach, LA, wherever you want the data from, you just reach out to me or my mom and we get that to you, and with all the contact information included too, which is helpful. And then one last final reminder, today is the deadline. We passed these flyers out last week, but December 10th is the deadline for the first installment of property taxes. So for any of your clients that that own their property free and clear, or just other people in general, just a really nice reminder to let them know, hey, today's the due date for your property taxes. If you haven't paid them, that's a 10% penalty on that. So it's really easy. We have these flyers. I'm going to email them to Daniel too, so you can click on these links, see all the information here. And also just some helpful information too. It's not just limited to people that have to pay their property taxes. I know a lot of people in here are working with buyers. So we have a lot of great resources for you and your buyer clients to show them their property tax bill, what that looks like in their payment, etc. So that's just a little bit of a rundown. We'll share these all with Daniel. And then last, I'm going to get with Daniel soon. We'll have another farming class. So for a lot of people that, maybe are working on moving into January and coming up with a good farming strategy, and maybe want a refresher on all of the Fidelity products we have, we'll be doing like a farming basics workshop. So you don't have to have anything set up. You can just come into that workshop and we'll go through everything that you might need to get started and work in your business this year. So I'll be here after the meeting if people have questions, and thank you for the time, everyone.
Thanks, sir. Well, we're getting to the end of the meeting. I just want to give a quick acknowledgement really fast that we, not always, we just need you guys to clear out as quickly as possible after the team meeting's over, because we're doing new agent orientation as well too. So we need it to kind of be quiet so we could do the presentation, and that's starting at about 10:30. Daniel, next slide page. Did you have something you wanted to share as well too?
It's the end of the year, which means it's 1099 time. So if you need your address updated, that can be updated or in command, or if you don't know how to do that, you can give me a call, shoot me an email, and I can update it for you.
Cool. All right. Thanks, Paige. All right, we got about 5 minutes, so I'm gonna just there's something I put on your guys's tables. All right, it should say MREA2 budget model. Just really fast, Daniel, if you could put it up on the email, that way the people at home can see what I'm talking about. a lot of times people are kind of like, hey, what should I be spending on my business, or how should I be allocating my stuff? I'm not going to spend too much time going over, but I just want to kind of go over a couple of lines really quick. That way, if you're making your business plans next year, you kind of know, hey, how much should I probably be spending on or reinvesting back into my business? One of the most common things that I find when I'm coaching an agent is when I say budget, most people are like, oh, we're going to go through and we're going to figure out how to cut costs and save money. In most cases, most agents aren't spending enough money actually on their business. So Daniel, if you can increase the screen size just a little bit. Like I said, you have this paper on your desk. I'm not going to go over to the far end here, but let's just say kind of like typical agent, if I'm looking at making GCI of about 150 grand, here's how I should be thinking about allocating my expenses. So the first line says COS, which is cost of sales. If you guys are unaware of what cost of sales are, cost of sales is simply what I spend on my business that's transaction-based expenses only, right? So things like paying towards my cap, paying towards the franchise fee. If I'm paying for a transaction coordinator that only gets paid at closings, that's coming out there. And basically, Keller Williams created this chart because depending on how much money you want to make, the percentages of what you be allocating or spending are going to change, right? Because if I'm running a much bigger business, my expenses are going to probably be a little bit different. So you can see that the cost of sales under 150,000 is about 19.5, which that would be about accurate for you guys. Because if you look at the royalty and you look at the company dollar on the split for the cap, it's going to come out to about 16. In order to make that much money, I'm going to probably have to sell about 5-6 houses. And if I'm paying $400 a file for transaction coordination, a little over $2 grand, and then paying that RERM fee for the transactions, probably going to be about $19,500 if I'm making about 150, right? So 13% is a pretty good target for you guys that are making that much in terms of cost of sales. So if I made 150, I'm going to have to pay 19.5 towards my cost of sales. That means my gross profit's going to be 130,500. So I got 87% of my GCI left over. This is where we typically fall short pretty bad. Is a lot of agents get their commission check and put it directly into their bank account. That's my income. Well, what's going towards your business? So we should be thinking about reinvesting in our business. And the suggestion for the model, if you were making 150,000 in GCI, is reinvesting about 38% back into your business. So that means I'm going to spend about $57,000 on my business for the year to help it grow. And what's left for net income for me is 73.5. So what's eye-opening for a lot of agents on this is, wait, I made $150,000 in commissions last year. Woohoo, right? I made 150K. But in reality, if you were treating your business like a business and running a healthy model, if you made 150, that would mean about $73,000 in income towards you. And that doesn't even include taxes, right? So we need to really be honing in, paying attention to this. And we're going to be spending some more time on this. I don't have a lot of time today because we've got to do the new agent orientation. But Daniel, if you could scroll down really quick. Now, some of these things you aren't going to necessarily be spending some of the stuff on, but you can see, keep this handout. Don't lose it. And if you lose it, let me know. I'll get you another one, because these are things that I should be allocating expenses towards. Salaries, benefits at 150K, the recommended amount is 5.6. You're probably not going to need a salary or to hire somebody. So you could probably put that 5.6% back in your pocket, because you probably aren't going to have to pay for that. Although health insurance or health benefits, that might target in there as well too. Professional services, those are things like legal fees, accountants, stuff like that. So that's recommended at 2.2%. So for compensation, it's about 7.8% is what the recommendation is. And then lead generation, this is where we should be not skimping, right? Is 7.8% should go towards general prospecting and marketing, and then 3.4% should go towards marketing our listings. So the total between those two is about 11.2. And then Daniel, if you scroll down, I just want to go over through these categories. Now, I want you guys to spend some time in the next week or so going through these categories and figuring out where should I be spending my money, so that way we can figure out your percentages as well too. Occupancy, that's only if you're paying for desk fees. So a lot of you guys are going to be able to knock that fee out altogether, right? So 2.9% for a lot of you guys, you can get rid of that. Education and coaching, I would not change that number at all. Supplies, office expenses, communication and technology, what you're spending on your car for your business, equipment and furnishings and insurance. Those are all those categories. So what I'd like you guys to kind of do for homework is go through this. What level of income do you want to make? Look at the percentages. Where are some areas where maybe I can cut because I don't need to spend that much money there? And then that way we can figure out what your individual percentage be for sales, your individual percentage be for business expenses, because then we can really work on an economic model for you guys so that you can make the money that you want to make. But we need to figure these things out a little bit better for you guys. So that's your homework for the next week, is to go through the lists and say, hey, where am I not spending money that I should be? And then looking at this list, hey, you know what? I don't take desk space, so I don't need occupancy fee. So where can you also cut on here as well too? Okay. All right, good. All right, need to get you guys out of here because we got the agent on board. You can stick around if you want. But we need to keep it quiet so that we can get through the presentation.